Good morning. Sorry, Sugar. Sugar jumped. Sorry, Sugar. What are you doing, girl? You can't stay up here if you're going to be fidgety. Go on, scoot off. Morning, Mitch. How's it going this morning? Well, hello there, Andy. I don't know what Sugar's doing this morning. 1 minute. Mrs. Fidget Features won't sit still. Good morning, Terry. How's it going? Lunch looks excellent. Yeah, it was very nice. I love the way they cook and all the fire goes everywhere. It's great if you were doing a TV channel with to do with food. Good night already. Thanks for coming to say good night. I got a little story I want to talk about, if that's okay, while everybody's coming on. What's the story about? It's about creativity, leadership, being part of the 2%. I keep thinking about this, and I keep seeing evidence of this, and I think it's really cool. 8:40 Pacific Standard Time. Lovely day today. Great. Good news, sir. You know, sometimes I think, me included, I think sometimes we undersell ourselves about how smart we are, how clever, creative we can be. If we just spend a little bit of time on it and give ourselves credit. I was talking to a young guy who lives down the road. Maybe one day he'll when he's free, we could, off school, he can come down here. Good morning, India. There I am. Maybe he can come down here and go live and talk to everybody with me. He's what is he now? I think coming up to 14, something like that. Young guy, not very much confidence. You know, he's going through that adolescence period where he's not sure, could be a little boy or could be a teenage boy. Or so I see him and I'm always trying to encourage him, like, come on, you know, be a little bit excited about something. But he came here last night to talk. He practiced English with me, but he sometimes sounds like a mouse, and I'm like, come on, man. But you know, he has parents and everything, but it's just, I don't know the life or anything, but it's not my problem or my interest. My interest is if he comes to me, then I'm going to encourage him. And I think in the early days, maybe I was a little bit too, and he got a little bit like overpowered by it or something. But the only thing I wanted to do is encourage him to be a strong young man. You know, and where did I get that from? Because I told you my story that I didn't have a father. There was a guy in the house who was drunk, but I didn't have a father who spent time with me and encouraged me and showed me things. So, what is my point? You know, I joined the green clothes and I went and did stupid things in the green clothes. But the best thing I ever did was I knew I had a teaching ability, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a teacher, and an opportunity arose for me to be a teacher. And I was waiting, okay? I was waiting for this course. They said there was a green clothes course, but if you pass the course, you get a civilian qualification. So that's what I did. I wanted to do the course and get the civilian qualification. Hot tea or cold? Hot tea, of course. There I am. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, who's that? Oni? I was gonna fix the camera. I think it's okay. So I went on a course. I love teaching. I could pass information over. Secret of teaching is know your subject. I loved vehicles and engines and transmissions and carburation and diesel injection equipment. I loved all that. I love to learn. I have a thing about I want to know how things learn. I want to learn how things work. I don't know why. I just have this thing about I want to know. Mr. Lucky, good morning. And I want to know how things work and understand how they work. It's just, even when I was a young guy, my grandfather told my mother, do not hurt my mother's my grandfather, said to my mother, don't give him the watch because he'll take it apart. And why did I take things apart? I always took things apart because I want to know how it works. And I fix things. People say, how do you know how to do all this stuff? Because I do it. I play with it. That's just my character, right? So I went on this one course. Finally, the civilian qualification was still not attached to the course, but I went anyway. 2 weeks before it was a 3-month course. Before the course finished, they came to me and said, the administrators of the class, reverse engineering, yep. The people of the class, the people who managed the school came to me and said, we don't do this normally. We come to, if we think you're good, we write a letter to records asking if you want to come. But clearly you have an ability to teach, so we would like to ask you, would you like to come back here and teach? And I said, yes. So long story short, I wound back up in the school. I was in the school as a teacher it was supposed to be 3 years, and then I asked to stay 2 more years, and then I went away to another school and come back to that school. So I was involved in teaching or writing manuals about teaching. So I did a civilian teaching course with a guy called Les Walkman. What a character. And but another example is to be that 2% is I went on I never considered myself to be very intelligent as far as academics, but there was a management course I had to do to get my next promotion, and everybody always said, do not do 4 subjects at the same time. So the course is 1 month. The time is divided through the day into 4, and you do 4 subjects each day for a month, and then you take an exam and you have to pass it so you can get promotion. And it's military English, military math, military geography, and military man management. The man management part was all to do with time, speed, and distance, feeding, hundreds of people. So you have to calculate how much food do they need, how much water do they need, how are you going to get it there, and etc., etc. So I did all 4 subjects. I passed all 4 subjects. Everybody's like, whoa, you must be pretty smart. I'm like, I don't consider myself that smart, but I just apply myself. So long story short, a couple of years later, you got promoted 2 more times. I needed to go on to do it's called EPCA, Education for Promotion Advanced. And they said, definitely don't do all 4 subjects. So Kevin said, I'll try. So again, went on this next course, did all 4 subjects for the month. A lot of the management stuff, and it was slightly different. And you had to do more of standing up and talking and managing. And I did it. And I was told to act this role. I did it. And I upset my opponent in about the first 30 seconds. He wouldn't talk nice. He didn't have any mental agility. And I took all 4 subjects and passed all 4 subjects. And, coming to life, dealing with life, I like photography. I like being creative. I have creative ideas. I have ideas in the pipeline, which aren't to do with this platform. And why do I do this? I do it because I'm fascinated with the word entrepreneur. And what does that do? What does that look like? The entrepreneur. Somebody who can think for themselves, be a part of the 2%. I talked about a subject a couple of days ago, right? And then I noticed that some YouTubers took that subject and made a video about it. And somebody said to me, are you upset about it? I said, no. And I laughed. And they said, what's so funny? I said, if you're a leader and people look to you for advice or look to you for ideas, then they're going to take your ideas and run with it. And that's exactly what I want to do. I'm not a standalone island. I am articulate. I can take I can talk, I can think. If I didn't want to share my ideas with you guys, I wouldn't share it. I've got ideas in the pipeline which I'm going to share when it's done, but not until then. So if somebody takes my ideas or topics I talk about and go make videos about it, I'm not upset. That confirms I'm part of the 2%, and it's my creative idea that helps somebody. So if I help somebody, karma says something's got to come to me. So I want to say this, like I said, be creative, think for yourself, come up with your own unique ideas, and help other people. Don't be a sheep. Be a leader. Think for yourself. Plot your own course. Be the captain of your ship. But I say all that, but just stop to think for yourself. One thing that people are going to do is say, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Kevin, but I am not that guy. Well, once upon a time, I thought that about me. And what did I prove? I proved it to myself time and time and time again. I can do it. I am that guy. You just have to believe in yourself. Norman Vincent Peale wrote many books about the power of positive thinking. You can if you think you can. So if you talk junk, you surround yourself with junk. If you surround yourself with frivolous stuff, then you're going to have frivolous thoughts. Definition of frivolous: meaningless, non-thought-provoking stuff is going to breed more non-provoking stuff, right? So if you want to be a sheep, hang out with sheep. If you want to be a leader, or somebody who breaks through new ground, plots a new course, talks about stuff that's positive, how you can open up. I mean, you think about this, right? Okay, let me land this before I say something else. You can be anything you want to be if you focus. If you want to be a sheep, you be part of the 98%, don't worry about it. If you want to be a leader or have your finger on the pulse of life to understand, this goes there as your pulse by the radius, right? Between the radius and the tendon. So if you want to be a leader, learn for yourself, think for yourself. Don't be a sheep, don't manipulate people to get what you want. Just smile, be happy, be creative, and be all you can be. You can if you think you can. Okay? So I just want to encourage somebody or anybody who has an ear to hear. Okay? That's my little exciting thing for today. I've been thinking about this for a few days, and each day I wake up, I got another idea, something that goes a little bit higher. In my school where I work, I was the first one to have a civilian's teaching qualification. And guess what? I was very happy with that. Why? Because I was the leader. I got another story, right? Before I went, I was told the Armor Corps, in the school I worked, there was Armor Corps, Engineers, Infantry, and Artillery. I was in the artillery, right? The Armor Corps and Engineers were very professional. Mine, I thought, was not so professional. So when I was a young guy, two stripes, I'm waiting for this course to be attached, right? And it never happened. Never happened. I went to the school. I was a sergeant there for 5 years. I left. I came back as a staff sergeant and got promoted to warrant officer. And I was looking at this and I'm like, why isn't this happening? So I started asking questions. I asked my bosses to do it. Oh, we'll get to it. So you know what I did before I left? I said, okay, I'm going to fix this. I made a phone call to City and Guilds Institute in London, right? It's a major academic standards in England to do with like apprenticeship kind of work, but they guide it all. City and Guilds of London Institute. Okay, I phoned them up. I got put onto the military side of it, and I talked to a guy who was an ex-naval commander, which is like I think a naval commander is like a general or something. I don't know the Navy equivalent, but he was way up there, and he was in charge of training for City and Guilds for liaison with the military. So I said to him, look, I want my wing to have the same standards. What do I have to do? He told me. I got it ready. He came. I took him as a matter of admiral. Okay, so I took him to see my colonel, who happened to be my boss standing in for the colonel. And he was like, oh, Sergeant Major Jeffries is this, Sergeant Major Jeffries is that. So then I took him back downstairs. We did all the paperwork. Okay. He said to me, I'm going to go back to City and Guilds. I'm going to recommend that you guys get the civilian qualifications for the different courses as I go up. I said, oh, thank you so much. He went away. A couple of weeks later, I got the letter that came back. I said to the secretary, do not give this letter to the boss. And she stuck her neck out for me. Liz, her name was. And she gave it to me and she says, look, I really need it quick. I said, okay. I ran around. I did what I had to do. I give it back to her. I said, you can give it to the boss. So she held the mail back from me. She then took it in and he called for me. He says, what's this? What do I have to do? And I'm like, this is a major bloody catastrophe he was. Right? What do we do with this? I was creating him work. I said, you don't have to do nothing. He says, why? I said, it's all done. He says, well, it says here you have to. I said, done. What about it? Done. What about this? Done. Everything was done. He didn't have to do nothing. He just had to sign it and file it. Done. And the people who came on the courses that came through the school, that when the teachers that were under me, when they taught the classes, the students would pass and automatically get a civilian qualification for a military course. And each course, higher and higher, they got a better one. So I left that school with the first one to have vehicle engineering, first one to get licensure, and the first one to be a civilian teacher after leaving that school. Why? Because I went to night school and studied. Why? Because of being part of the 2%. And you can do the same. Don't be a damn sheep. Think for yourself, study, learn, and be happy. And that's my not rant today. I just wanted to share that. I watch everything, I see everything around me. And I know what's going on, and I'm happy that people follow me and do what I suggest. Not suggest, but I talk about something and they go do it. That's okay. I'm happy for them. But I would like everybody to be able to, you think about this, if the world could think for themselves, if everybody was in the 2%. Huh? Amazing. I'm not upset. I'm just really, really excited that, it takes time for us. That's okay, Joe, if you're done with leadership. It doesn't apply to you then. It applies to who wants to hear it. So I'm retired, I'm 62, and I still, in life, we're in leadership. To be in life, we're in a leadership role. You're your own manager. You're the managing things around you to get what you want in life. So I want to encourage the younger people. Don't be a part of the 98%. Don't be a sheep. Think for yourself. Study whatever it is you think you need. If you want to be an artist, then start. If you want to, I'm playing with some digital art right now. So I'm going to try to find the right programs to make the idea I have. So I just want to encourage, like I said, Ohm, who lives down the road, he's like 14. And I see, I didn't have anybody to help me. Just imagine if I had somebody to help me as a young guy and I didn't wander around aimlessly until I was in my mid-20s, right? So like this young guy, 14, has nobody to encourage him. A simple smile to anybody can encourage them. So that's all comes under, if you want leadership or being a good person, thinking up for yourself. So life doesn't end when you retire, it goes on. When we take our last breath, we cease to be who we were in that earth suit. So I get really excited. I'm not angry in any shape or form. I'm not trying to poke a finger at anybody. I'm just really excited to have the understanding that I am more than I think I am. And the same applies for each one of you guys. You are more than you think you are. I think we are gems waiting to be polished, so on that note, tea. One thing I found is people like to turn things, what's up, superstar? Hey, Robbie. Good morning. Um, if you want to be an eagle, hang with the eagles. If you want to be a sheep, hang with the sheep. If you cannot be an eagle, then that leaves you with the sheep, right? Good morning, Varun. I hope you're doing well over there in India, the Indian guys. Okay, let me go back and catch what some people have been talking. Okay, I got to Admiral. Who's that? Where are we? Where are we? Is he? Yeah, leadership is a gift. Yep. It's um it's just logic, isn't it? Leadership. I've done a couple of management courses, and they just give you scenarios, and then you have to think, how can I solve this problem logically, affordably, in a fast manner. When I got to warrant officer, I was given many tasks which were supposed to tax you, and it's actually very easy. I don't think, for me, leadership is just like logic. Just do it. And I had generals come to visit. I had to arrange all this stuff. It was just a pomp and ceremony, not really my cup of tea, but it happened, and it happened well. And the general said thanks to me, and everybody was happy. So I would prefer to have one of the things I guess I say to myself I'm most excited about is I was the first one in our school to get civilian qualifications for myself, and then got it for everybody else who come through. First one to leave with a teaching course. I had been teaching for like 4 years at the time I did my teaching course, and Les Walken, the instructor, said, Kevin, I can't teach you nothing about teaching. You teach every day, all day long. And we didn't just teach 8 hours a day. We taught the subject in the day, and then in the evening we would teach how to teach. Teaching teachers how to teach in the evenings. So if you didn't like the job, you had to get out, because you would work sometimes from 8 in the morning to 10 at night, for the course duration, It was tiring but fun. I loved it. I had one guy called Peter. He had to teach this really complicated carburetor, a 4-barrel carburetor that had altitude compensating and all that stuff in it. I can't do this. I can't do this. And I just kept watching him. I said, you can do it. You can do it. This same guy went on to get an A grade for the overall course. And the A grades were really hard to get, because it involves the teaching and the theory and practical and everything else. So it's hard to get an A grade, but he got an A grade. And me and him had to go see the brigadier. We had to go see the brigadier for him to get his A grade certificate. And on the way there, I kept saying to him, I can't do this, I can't do this. And he said, shut up. But if he believed in himself, he had the right resource, and he did it. So, hey Richard, leadership is a gift. Good morning, Kevin and Gemma. Another nice day. It is. Good morning, everybody's leadership. To serve and not an excuse for self-importance. Very well said, Tony. A lot of people in leadership think, what can I get out of this? How can I treat people bad? Here's one of the here's a sick little story from the low 98%. I had a boss. He was a sergeant at the time. When I first got my first stripe, you know what he said to me? Go find somebody to charge, which meant to get them in trouble. I'm like, why? He says, because then the others will respect you. Management by fear. I didn't. And he was all over me all the time, because I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go say somebody did something when they didn't, just so I can look good. That's stupid. So I never did it. I got a lot of trouble for it from him and others, because I wouldn't do it. But they tried to hold me back, but I still got everything I wanted in the same time. And he's now an alcoholic, a waste of space, and I'm here happy and healthy. Go, Izzy. Positive affirmation every day. Very good. That's why at the end of all the videos I say, buckets of blessing, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. Because I mean that. I'm giving it to you every day. I want you to be all that you can be. Let me turn my camera this way. It keeps adjusting for the light because of I think the difference in the dark and the light over there. Where is Randy? Thank you, Mitch. Great potential, great points. You are right, Kevin. We all individuals think for yourself. Yes, captain of your ship. Admiral, yep. Inspiration. What's up, superstar? Good morning, everyone. I think I caught up. I hear a lot of birds. Are they your wild birds or in the trees? The budgies behind you, Robbie. There's an aviary for Robbie. Ooh. One aviary. See all the birds? Good morning, gang. Making a mess with their food again. I'm retired now for the next phase of my life. Yep. Good, Andy. A lot more to learn from you. We can all, the whole point of this group is for everybody to come and put in some positive input. You know, what usually happens if I find you talk to people, you get inspired by a thought, you start researching it, you speak to people, and you know, you say, I need to spend a little bit more time researching this. And somebody will say, yeah, I need more time to drink a beer. Okay. I'm just reading through these quick so we can catch up. Okay, last one. Danny, good morning. Robbie, cool. Joan and Nui from Florida say hello. Almost bedtime for us, but good morning. Good morning, Joan and Nui from Florida. John and Nui. Is that the same John and Nui that came to visit me and you worked in Thailand during the Vietnam War? Or somebody new? Somebody different because it's Jack and Nui, right? Not John. So good. New. Yep. That's right. I'll just remember it was Jack. So I would like to say to the new people in Florida, Kap Kun Kap, Swati Kap. Thank you for being here. Hope you enjoy. Meet some friends. Put your positive energy to the positive things in your life. If you put the positive energy into negative things, you make that grow. Correct, Badger, correct. If you want to be a deadhead, hang out with deadheads. You want to be a leader, hang out with leaders. We hope to visit you on our next trip. Come on, you're welcome to visit. Greetings from New Zealand. Good morning, Barry. Wellness, well-being, and happiness. Cool. So, we got 30 minutes. Done 30 minutes already, and Kevin had a rant. But I'm not angry, it's a passion. I just, you know, I watch the news and I see what's going on with Trump and his gang bullying everybody. And I think I keep having this picture in my head. What could the world be if we all lived in the 2% and we thought about, hey, how can we be more friendly to each other? How can we not bomb each other? You think how many millions and millions and millions of dollars is wasted? There's people starving, there's people with no houses, there's people with no medicine, people who don't know about health because it's hidden. You know, like saying marijuana should be banned because it's a grade A, drug, when they've proven, scientists have proven there's neuroreceptors in the body for the cannabinoids, not by smoking it, by consuming it like a plant. You know, health is not a gift; it's a human right to know how to stay healthy. And from there we can bloom into the person we're meant to be. But you have to be smart. You have to be more smart today than any time, I think, in time gone by. See you, Joe. In Costa Rica, people ask me if I'm American. I tell them I'm from Canada, so I don't have to answer Trump questions. Well said. 3 cheers to see. Yep. Yeah, they actually proved that. The scientists have proved that there's neuroreceptors so there's basically a cup sitting on the end of if you imagine like an umbilical cord or a nerve, like you could say a network cable, and on the end of it is a cup. And to join two networks cables together, use a Cat 45 connection, which they clip in so data can pass. So rather than this being a cable, it's actually something floating around in your blood. And when it floats around, after you consume it in a salad and you don't get high or anything, it goes and finds where the receptor, and it's that nutrient becomes information your body needs to stay healthy. It's a absolute miracle how it all works, in my opinion. It's like mind-boggling advance beyond my understanding, but it's just, if you, in the spiritual world, you could say, it's just way out there, and it's great, but we can be healthy. The C word can disappear. Pouring with rain in Melbourne. Oh dear. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Ben. Ben, did you see the video from yesterday about cooking? Check out on YouTube, Dear Seb. Dr. Seb. Okay, cool. Yep. It is fascinating. Yep. It's it's the same as when some people learn things and they sit on their pedestal like, look at me. But when I did IT, I used to buy these big. Where are you? This is the tiniest little wren. It's like the size of my thumb. Small little guy. I see him in the bushes normally. Normally they don't come this close. Let's see if I can show you him. He's gone. Tiny little thing, about this big. In England you call them a wren. I think they're like in the finch family or something. You distracted me. I forgot what I was talking about. Elder. Mitch will remind me. Any birthdays today? Any anniversaries? What's happening in the world? It's Friday. Any weekend plans? No talking? Oh, you're on your own. I'll shut up and be peaceful. Grilled ribeye, sliced tomato with salt and vinegar, potato salad. It's good to be me. Good to be a chef. Sounds good. Good morning, all. Driving south tomorrow, maybe our Thai journey. Good morning. I'll check out that as well as into intermediate fasting and extended fasting to increase I'm not sure what that is. I'm taking Friday off. What are you going to do on Friday? if you have the day off. Going to chill out, rest. You got some admin to do. Have to go pick up my sister from hospital. Catch you later. Have a great weekend and enjoy. All the best, Andy. You're a good man. Take care. All the very best. It's Latin for eat thyself. Oh, okay. Take care. Gardening. Oh, okay. Cool. There you go. Gardening. Should I bring my rose clippers and come help, Mitch? Maybe we won't get much work done. We'll sit and talk too much, huh? I got a little bit of gardening to do. Soon I'm going to have to cut the grass, but not yet. But I got to trim that chem plant back that fell over from the high winds a couple days ago. It's pushed into the little pink frangipani. Your clippers will never go. They miss down here, Kevin. Digging, watering, feeding, digging, watering, feeding. And then, you know, you spend your, I'm not really a rose man, but I got a couple rose bushes. And you take care of them, you spray them because everybody wants to eat them, which I don't like, but you have to if you want to have one. If you don't, it just disappears. And I had some really cool orchids and they were looking great. I mean, I got some really nice pictures of them. And they were coming on beautiful. I'm like, wow, look at this. And next thing you know, all these little black bugs went in there. I'm like, why is it looking so sick? Well, they killed it. Lovely, huh? Yeah, most likely. Sit and talk. But that's not bad neither. Swing the light, enjoy life. Got a tentative job offer today. Finished carpentry work in Maine. $65,000 for 6 months work. Doing carpentry work? That sounds very good. Are we going to build a house or something for 6 months? Sounds great. 60 in Maine. Finished carpentry. Okay, guys and gals, gotta head to the bank. So you have an amazing day and be safe. See you later, Tony. Oh, be safe. Be safe. Be careful on that motorcycle. Have a great weekend. Woo. That's exciting to see that little finch. You don't normally. Oh, he's back. Let's see if I can show you him. He's really slow. Is this? Can you see him? I think they're trying to make a nest in there or something. See him right there on the branch? So tiny. I love them little things. I don't know why. Just they're so cute. Did you see him? Is he too small? Amazing that they come so close. Normally they don't come close. They'll fly off. So see, yep. But anybody doing anything good for the weekend? I gotta go find something to do. Guess what I got told yesterday? They're gonna turn the electricity off on Sunday again. I thought, dude, did you think about that all by yourself? The kids are off school. Oh, you don't? It's too small? Sorry about that. It's about like this big. Tiny little thing. With like a long beak. I guess I don't know what they eat with a long beak. Maybe small bugs or something. Install cabinet, baseboards, doors, frames. Okay, cool. I worked in a cabinet shop for a while. I loved it. Loved it. Building the, building the cabinets, taking the plans and going cutting the wood, find the wood, cut the wood, and then assemble it. And then the only thing I didn't do is I didn't spray much. I didn't like going in the spray. I didn't do that much. And then we take it and load it on the trailer and take it and put it in a new house. But in the end, the owner bought a CNC router, and they went to install everything, and he used to leave me behind with the next plans for the next kitchen, and I'd cut everything. It was really cool. Loved it. Cat bone, Kevin, is cat bone, Kevin, is in Thailand. Okay. All the trim is in kits, basically, and nailing and caulking, etc. Okay, cool. Thank you for deleting that message. That is easy peasy. Is he single? Cat boom. What, am I missing something here? Do you live in Florida? I don't know who you're asking. I don't live in Florida. No, I live in Thailand, if that's for me. Okay, we're going quiet, guys. Shall we sign off, say goodnight, and have a good weekend? Or you want to talk about something? I'm single and a guy. Okay, cool. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. On July 27th, I celebrate 28 years of marital bliss. Good. Congratulations to you both. I know it's not always easy, but if you have a partner that you can go through the low points and come up to the high points, enjoy and celebrate together. 28 years. Good job, Ben. Snakes have appeared. Yep. Thanks, Mitch. You're on it, sniper. Gone. Poof. I've been married for 40 years. Wow. Good job. Gotta watch them snakes. They're everywhere, but I still get the thumbs down on my videos, but I want them to be here now. I don't want them to go away. I want them to be here. Everybody who puts their thumb down for me, I want them to stay here because they're going to get spoiled with happiness. I actually feel sorry for them to think that I don't understand how their mind works, and I don't want to, but I feel sorry for them to think that you go through life looking for the bad things all the time and being sad and negative. In some religious belief systems, they say there's a devil, and I think, or the devil's in people, and I'm like, I don't understand all that stuff. But if you think about those kind of people, you can think, I think I can relate how they can connect. But I just feel sad for them. How's the insects where you live? Should I prepare myself for that? In the dry season, not really many insects. Rainy season starting now. It's more or less here. It's very humid. The only thing I would say for this time of year is you can buy prickly heat powder and drink lots of water. Buy the electrolyte stuff, and for bugs, it depends where you are. There's bugs here, but mainly they don't bother me. The only time, some days, not all days, if you're outside, like 20 minutes after dusk is when the mosquitoes come out, and just go in the house, no problem. So they don't really bother me. Ants can be a pain. Before I knew about small ants and big ants. Well, here, there's small ants, big ants, and very big ants. There's many different colors, and they sting. Fire ants, all kinds of different things. So you can buy those coils that give off a smoke so that you can get rid of mosquitoes. You can buy mosquito nets for your bed. if you need that. You can buy the lights that attract them and kill the bugs. What I do at night is I put a light on outside, and the bugs are attracted to that light, and everybody comes and gets them. So the little tiny lizards eat the bugs, and then the geckos eat the little lizards. So everybody's happy, and then the owl comes and gets the gecko. Everybody's happy. You ever see any real snakes in your garden? A lot. I've seen, stay away from bear flies in the tourist traps. Bar flies, yeah. I like that. Yeah, I mean, some people are subject to bugs. Some are mosquitoes. You know, if you see a woman who is, you know, the woman who's maybe just a little bit chubby and very soft. You see that very soft skin, like baby skin. Maybe she's like 30 years old and she has that baby skin, very gentle, very kind of cuddly mom looking, right? Not the hard skinny one, but you can tell that her hormones. And you know how I know that? I spent some time in Greece, and you see the tourists there. And in the evening when the mosquitoes come out, they absolutely love women like that because of their hormone. And for me, you know, the male hormone, they're not so attracted to it. So I don't really like putting bug spray on me. So I just go in the house. I don't want that chemical, because the skin is an organ, and the organ absorbs, you know, if you put something on topically on your skin, it absorbs right into the bloodstream. So I don't like putting it on it. And are there snakes? Yes. Snakes, I've seen everything: centipedes, scorpions, snakes, all here. Cobra. I keep saying the same thing. If you see a snake and clap your hands or stamp the floor, they'll run. They don't want anything to do with you. Dallin Fraser. Good morning, Bruce. We have all choices, Kev. It's sad there are people who go out of their way to upset others. Yin yang thing. I think these people are dragged up, not brought up. Good point, Bruce. I have no idea what makes their clock tick. I don't understand that. I'm not in that frequency. I really do not understand them. You know, if I see somebody struggling, I don't care how old you are, what race you are. If I see you struggling, I'm going to help you. It's just a natural instinct that I have. Children, I smile at. For some reason, when I go out and children see me, they stare. Maybe because of the color of my skin, maybe because I'm tall. I don't know. But I always smile back and say hi, and the parents get excited. So you just made 2 new friends and the baby's happy. So it's you know, it's a no-brainer. Encourage, help. It's just who I am. I don't know how to be any different. Well said, Bruce. I think there are just some people who cannot accept that others are happy. Yeah, good point, Ben. Good point. Very good point, Ben. They think you're Santa. Probably. There's Santa. I have to find that picture of mine and show you that picture. I have a picture. I was on one of my spiritual journeys, and for 2 years I grew my hair, and it came down to here, and I had a goatee that came down like to the middle of my chest. And I'm sure, you know, when I walked around, people were like, I guess children thought, hey, there's Santa. Funny. Very good. Okay, guys, we're at 50 minutes. I think I feel the urge to do something. So I'm going to bid my good nights, good days, good afternoons, wherever you may be. I want to thank you, really, really thank you for being here. And I hope you have a wonder-filled day. Today's Friday, so I hope you have a great weekend. I hope something special happens to you. I was saying that the electric's going off here Sunday, so I'm going to get myself ready on Saturday. So Sunday, I'm going to wake up and go somewhere and do something for the day. I'm not staying here with no AC. So whatever you guys do over the weekend, be safe. I hope you have a wonderful time. Enjoy. Smile a little bit. Be healthy. Yep, even me, the child. Thank you, Mitch, for getting the snakes. And John, thank you for getting the snakes. Thank you, Bruce. I am only awake up. I'm only, Isaac is here. Sorry, they're just going to go. Good night, everyone. Good morning, good night, good night. My granddaughter drove with my mom from Pennsylvania to Chicago today. She reported back there everyone in Indiana drives a red car. Buckets of blessings, guys. All the best. Look, I want to say this to each and every one. Buckets of blessings, rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. I hope something wonderful happens. Maybe a flower open in your heart. May something beautiful happen to you today and over the weekend. All the very best. See you guys. Good night. See you, Izzy.